But are we really surprised? No. Even before the independence, Mahatma Gandhi was also attacked by the radicals. In fact, Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated by radicals, Nathuram Godse. So the divide continues. On one side, you have leaders who are secular leaders, who believe in the upholding the rule of law, who believe in following the constitution, and who believe in keeping the democracy alive. And on the other hand, there are people who think that a certain person like Mahatma Gandhi was a threat to Hindus. Therefore, now Mamata Banerjee is a threat to Hindus.
Is it Hindutva that calls non-believers the worst of creatures? Is it Hindutva that forbids marrying them? Is it Hindutva that recommends conditional wife beating? Were they believers of Hindutva who blew up Bamiyan Buddhas? Is Hindutva responsible for 31,221 major terror attacks since 2001? Just because you are embarrassed by the violence, misogyny and bigotry commanded by the Holy Book, you bring in a false equivalence to deride Hindutva? So here is an open challenge, just 30 seconds for all those who hate Hindutva. List just 5 principles, diktats, commandments that you hate in Hindutva that are not already there in Islam. Just 5. And if you can't, then will you declare that you will henceforth hate Islam as much as you deride Hindutva? Hai dam, 5 छोड़ो 3 ही बता दो.
Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, during his visit to West Bengal on Sunday, launched a scathing, strong attack on the left and liberal sections of society, stating that they pose the greatest threat to Hindus. Addressing a public gathering, he said, and I quote, "I believe that leftists and liberals are the biggest threat to Hindus." Himanta Biswa Sarma further argued that Hindus were not endangered by Muslims or Christians but by those within their own community who, according to him, are weakening Hindu society. He accused West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee of undermining Hindus. He said, and I quote again, "Mamata Banerjee has inherited the tendency to weaken Hindus in Bengal from the leftists and the liberals," unquote. In his speech, Himanta Biswa Sarma drew historical parallels invoking Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. He stated, quote, "Aurangzeb vowed to destroy Hinduism, but Hinduism did not end. Aurangzeb ended," unquote. Dr. Pradeep Bhandari, national spokesperson, BJP, Tausif Khan, political analyst, and Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author. Namaste, Jai Hind, everyone. Thank you very much. Dr. Ranganathan stays on. But Tausif, how would you respond to Himanta Biswa Sarma? True, false?
No, Mr. Biswa Sarma, Himanta Biswa Sarma is a very interesting character, you see. Not very long ago, he said that Assam is under threat, that Assam will be taken over by Muslims, and that he will not allow these Mia Bhai to take over the state of Assam. So he may, in different season, he makes different, statements, but nothing relevant to what he should be answering. Like the serious charge that he faces of corruption against him, the charge which was even published by BJP before he joined BJP when he was in Congress. All the corruption charges he still faces. He's not been acquitted of the charges, and he's not answering that. Anything related to Assam, he's not interested in talking. He is talking about West Bengal, he is talking about Mamata Banerjee. But are we really surprised? No. Even before the independence, Mahatma Gandhi was also attacked by the radicals. In fact, Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated by radicals, Nathuram Godse. So the divide continues. On one side, you have leaders who are secular leaders, who believe in the upholding the rule of law, who believe in following the constitution, and who believe in keeping the democracy alive. And on the other hand, there are people who think that a certain person like Mahatma Gandhi was a threat to Hindus. Therefore, now Mamata Banerjee is a threat to Hindus. So then they decided to eliminate Mahatma Gandhi. Now perhaps Himanta Biswa Sarma should clarify how and what are his programs, in which kind of people he are in touch with, and what are their programs to eliminate Mamata Banerjee. When are they going to attack her? When are they going to shoot her and kill her like they assassinated Mahatma Gandhi?
Right now, the threat to the Trinamool comes from the SFI and the left, given what is happening in Jadavpur University. But Dr. Ranganathan?
No, Himanta Biswa Sarma is absolutely right. And by the way, one of the panelists admiring Mahatma Gandhi. Well, no wonder, because it was Mahatma Gandhi who said, quote, "Even if Muslims want to kill all Hindus, we should face death bravely. And if they establish their rule after killing Hindus, we would be ushering in a new world," unquote. Look, the fact is, let me be blunt about this. All these people hate Hinduism, but they cannot attack it directly. And so they have created this diversionary trope called Hindutva that they now abuse freely. They ignore that Hindutva means the Indian culture and not merely the Hindu religion, quote unquote. This is not me saying it, Anand. This was the famous conclusion of the Supreme Court back in 1995, packed with judges, with left liberal and centrist predilection, with the judgment written by none other than the liberal hero Justice J.S. Verma. But here is the thing, even if you do not believe the Supreme Court, that Hindutva is the Twa or essence of Hinduism, as Hemanta Biswa Sarma says, and means the Indian culture, and prescribe to it a political or social motive, even then, Hindutva is not supremacist, but rather a defensive force to counter-attack on Hinduism. Islamists, Darbaris, as well as their Chauthi Fail leftist chums never tire of drawing a false equivalence of Hindutva with Taliban, claiming there's nothing wrong with Islam or Hinduism, but everything wrong with Taliban and Hindutva. This is merely to cushion Islamic fundamentalism, Anand, because they know very well that the Taliban are only following Islamic fundamentals. Stopping the Taliban from following what is written in the Holy Book is like preventing me from following what is written in Darwin's Origin of Species. We are just the medium. How are we guilty or radical or extremist? The Taliban are only following the Sharia and the word of Allah on how a woman should dress, 24:31, 33:59, 7:26, on how a wife should behave, 4:34, or when a woman can be flogged, 24:212, or what should be done with non-believers, 4:56. Tell me, is it Hindutva that calls non-believers the worst of creatures? Is it Hindutva that forbids marrying them? Is it Hindutva that recommends conditional wife beating? Were they believers of Hindutva who blew up Bamiyan Buddhas? Is Hindutva responsible for 31,221 major terror attacks since 2001? Just because you are embarrassed by the violence, misogyny and bigotry commanded by the Holy Book, you bring in a false equivalence to deride Hindutva? So here is an open challenge, just 30 seconds for all those who hate Hindutva. List just 5 principles, diktats, commandments that you hate in Hindutva that are not already there in Islam. Just 5. And if you can't, then will you declare that you will henceforth hate Islam as much as you deride Hindutva? Hai dam, 5 chodo, 3 hi bata do. And as for these leftists, Anand, I am afraid there is as much intellect in them as there is MDH garam masala in authentic sambar.
Yes. Tausif. You're on mute, Tausif.
You see, it is very important that we talk about the Nathuram Godse of today's era, in the modern era. Who are these Nathuram Godse who instill this feeling of hatred against the people who call themselves secular, who practice the secular
What is calling Mahatma
just in line of what Gandhi did.
No,
just what we see today is just how people opposed Mahatma Gandhi and shot him. Today, people are opposing any political leader who talks about secularism, who talks about the constitution, and who talks about keeping the democracy alive in this country.
Right.
And therefore, we are not very far when we might see that an attack is made on Mamata Banerjee, because the line that Pradeep Bhandari is taking, he is saying the same things that was said against Mahatma Gandhi, and which resulted in his assassination.
I think it's quite
Therefore,
rich. It's quite rich.
Dangerous.
It's quite rich and ambitious there. Although you're entitled to your opinion, I have to wind up. But 10 seconds to Dr. Ranganathan. All right, no, we don't have time, so we'll park those 10 seconds for the next time we have that conversation.